Greg Rolls On here, and this is something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I got some news coming up. I'll make a video about it later, but I'm going to show you a couple things you can do if you have a Freightliner Cascadia with that one box nonsense. I learned this through a lot of other guys' trials and error and other videos that I've been watching on YouTube for a long time. So I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do to hopefully keep your truck going a lot longer without some kind of catastrophic failure costing you tens of thousands of dollars. If you didn't know already, there is a seventh injector on these trucks that has to do only with emissions. On the Freightliner passenger side, just behind the turbo, this is what you're looking for. This is going to require 2 wrenches just to remove, okay? You need a 14 millimeter. Well, you can't even focus, Greg. 14 millimeters, and then a 12 millimeters for the back bolt. There might be a tighter fit, but these do not feel like they're tight. Now, I've already taken mine off and cleaned it out. I put it back in there to show you how this works. So I put the 12 millimeter on the back bolt and the 14 millimeter on the front bolt. What you're gonna have to do is keep the 12 millimeter steady. You don't want it to turn. If you do that, you're gonna twist your line and you're gonna be waiting on somebody to come out and repair it or tow it to a facility where they can get the part, and who knows how long you'll be down. So while holding the 12 millimeter steady, you wanna turn the front bolt to loosen. As you can see, I just did that with my finger. I already told you it's loose. And you're gonna loosen this all the way. Beware, it will slide all the way down and go back there, so just try to be careful. Once you have that loose, and there goes that wrench. See what I'm talking about with me? But anyway, you're gonna pull this fuel line off before you start loosening this, because this will come out and tighten against that fuel line and also bend. So once you remove that, you're gonna take this guy off. Get it as far out as I can by hand here so I can show you. And yes, there will be diesel. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's next to none. The line is full, but there's no pressure or anything on it, so you don't have to worry about anything about that. But if you don't want to smell like diesel or anything, I'm going to get a shower after this. I just was already doing this anyway as part of my every 2 to 3 weeks maintenance deal. This is the injector after it comes out, okay? You don't want to introduce anything into your emissions system. So what I do, and I already knocked this off too, is I'll sit it down, and you're only going to clean, especially, okay, I gotta hold my phone here, but this end, the injector end, the business end, you want to just use only like a brush, something like this. Don't introduce any cleaners or anything like that, just a thin wire brush. And then what I do, if I can set it up, all the way around, all of the threads, the very tip, making sure you're getting any carbon buildup, burning, anything. If it doesn't come off like it's stained, then more than likely it's just a stain or some, normal wear and tear. But you want to make sure your threads are clean and that the injector port is clean. Alright, I usually will kind of go around just the very inside of that hole, just a little bit with the brush. And that's all there is to it to clean that 7th injector. That ensures that your one box is getting enough fuel to burn off the carbon like it's supposed to. If it doesn't get fuel, it's going to build up. You're going to have problems. So that is how to clean the number 7 injector. Always remember, especially, so you don't end up breaking yourself down, okay? I'm not responsible for it if you do this. You are. Make sure you do the front bolt first while holding steady the back bolt, which is actually the injector. That way you can loosen your line, pull it away, and then you can freely turn the 12 millimeter injector. It's going to require a 10 millimeter ratchet. The first thing I do, I got to take this little spring thing off the front of this connector. You just peel it up from the back, pull it off, set it to the side, and you have a red safety clip. You just want to push it through or pull it through with your nail, either way. Be careful with those, just like any car before you when you've worked on it. You gotta make sure it's completely pulled out. That should free your plug up to where you can pull it out. I took it out of the way. You're gonna loosen these bolts up. Now be careful. When you pick this thing up, there are 2 different washers inside, one on each side where it does its measurement. There's a pass-through, there's 2 ports. So one of mine I lost, and you can't just buy that. You'll have to go to a hardware store or look online for that specific size, thickness, and shape. And what I did was I did some redneck engineering and put a couple of different size washers in there. But yours should have two, more than likely green, washers that will make a rubber seal for those holes. So when I pick this up with mine, I have to be careful because one of my ports has two washers in a stacked configuration to complete it. Okay? So, oh, I dropped one of my bolts there, but I can see it and I can get it. You see down in here, this is the ports. There's one that goes straight this way, and one goes back this way. So, I have a straw cleaner that, you know, just get out a pack of those aluminum straws, a straw cleaner, and I go in to each one of these, and if you watch, see how much carbon comes out. See, the carbon just comes out in a cloud. But I'm going down in there and I'm cleaning this thing out, trying to make it as clean as humanly possible. And then the other one is shaped to the other side, so I'll be coming back this way. And again, well, it's not that much on this side, but you're just cleaning these things out so that the sensors are able to do their job. If you do this, it may help the fuel mileage and the power a little bit of the motor. But I've been doing these. James told me to do these. Big Rig CEO told me to do these things. I've watched countless videos, a couple of them actually before he was telling me about it, and he went through a catastrophic failure because of, I don't know if it's because of these things, but, you know, just it scares me that that kind of stuff can happen with maintenance. I also had to replace that myself one day. Those things are garbage, but I have a new one. I guess they must have redesigned the coolant reservoir there. So anyway, that's how you do those two things. Again, it goes back together like it came apart. Lay that on there, make sure it's lined up with the plug backwards, put your 10 millimeters back in, snug it up, put your plug back in, lock the red safety clip, and then put the spring back on the front. And you're done. You just did your number 7 injector on the other side, and you did this. I hope it was informative. I hope it helps you. You do these things at your own risk. I'm not responsible if you end up on the side of the road. But those are a couple of things that are supposed to be able to help you, and they've done me well so far. We're almost at 600,000 on Sweetums here, and we're still making money. So I'll do a video about the news I got for you guys in the next few days, but until then, I'm gonna get off this truck, button everything up, and I'm gonna go get a shower and head on to Omaha. Keep her up right between the lines. God bless you.